See if it's working. I am live, even though I had technical difficulties. Actually, I better check my. Let's start that again since you've all seen my screen. I am live, even though I had technical difficulties. Isn't that the beauty of technology and extremely annoying? If any of you are still on, I welcome you. Otherwise, you'll be watching this in the comfort of all your own home, and isn't that fun? Together, everyone annoys me. Sometimes I just annoy myself. This is a 20-minute quick agenda just to get me used to doing it, which apparently I wasn't getting used to doing it because I had all of these problems. But let's go over what we're going to cover. Thank you. Why annoying matters. 5 tips and an actionable step to get that annoying out of your day. So why does it matter? What are the benefits of being unannoyed? First of all, you'll have more time for your priorities. Who doesn't want more time? More energy, less stress, get noticed, be the influencer, higher enjoyment. I'm Eileen Marcus, and I focus on organizational dynamics. I'm continuously working to strengthen resources and enhance employee performance. I know you have a lot of choices, and I know that you can spend your time other than watching me and my daughter try to figure out how to do the video and our annoying relationship. But I think I have something special to say, and that is about annoying. Because when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're mad, when you're happy, you know what to do. Annoying is not as evident. And when you're annoyed, it shows up and other people notice. So I want to help you deal with that. How do you deal when you show up annoyed? And sometimes you don't even know you're annoyed. So, what is annoying? Annoying is persistent, irritating behaviors in day to day situations that suck your energy. So, yes, it really stinks when you get a call in the morning and says, hey, you are late for a payment or your taxes are overdue. But more importantly, in the workplace, it's people that day in and out push your buttons. And that means sucking your energy. That means you don't show up the way that you want to show up. And that's the problem. Annoying is all about your emotional triggers. And before I give you 5 tips, I really need to help you understand what your triggers are. Triggers fall into 2 categories: reminders and mirrors. A reminder is something that remind you of something else. It could be your aunt, a person you had in a job before, a teacher. They could be disgruntled, so unhappy people. They could be legacy. They've been there forever. You can see the list in front of you. They can be anxious. Oh no, what's next? What's next? They can be boring and talk like this. They can be generational. And when you say, hey, Houston, we have a problem, they don't even know what you're referring to. I'm sure a lot of you didn't know what I was referring to. But the point is, reminders are things in your life that remind you of a time when something irritated you. Mirrors are a lot easier. Mirrors are easier to explain, but harder to deal with. Mirrors are when we look at our own reflection. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most annoying of them all? This is about when you see yourself in someone else. I talk a lot. When I go to a meeting and someone is talking a lot, it annoys me. When someone doesn't have the answer, when someone shows up in a way that might be something that I've done in the past, it's a mirror and that can trigger me. Think about your own mirrors now. What are those behaviors that you don't like in yourself that you might see in someone else? Awareness is the next step to once you know your triggers. It matters because your emotional state sets the temperature for your day. People usually have 3 responses, and this is classic physiological changes, right? Your amygdala is triggered, so you're affected decision making and problem solving. Blood is rushing to the frontal lobe, so your stress hormones saturate your system, and then blood is redirected to your muscles. So you're pumped, you want to work out. Now, I call that the 4 F's. We have 3 here: fight, flight, freeze. Look at that frozen basketball court. My daughter said, "Why do you want to use that frozen picture?" And I said, "Because that's exactly the point. Beautiful, but you're not getting anything done. There is no way you're getting a basket through that hoop." And that's what happens when you freeze. I have seen major heads of corporations, major politicians, when someone irritates them, they, just stand there and get stuck. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to fight, and you don't want to freeze. Your body is ready to react, and getting awareness and control of your emotional state is what's really going to help you to not be triggered. So we're being aware. And remember, the thing about annoying is it doesn't show up like happy or mad or frustrated. Annoying is different for every person. So figure out what that is for you. Which one of these faces are you? And is it complicated? Do you fight? Do you freeze? What do you do? Once you figure it out, you must get to the fourth F, which is focus. Now, all evidence or everything about annoying people says, don't see them, don't deal with them, walk away, do not avoid. That's my advice. Do not avoid. If you don't avoid, then you're just going to have the problem and it's going to continue to escalate. So hit the target. Marty Zwelling of Startup Nation blog, Marty says, absolutely, she's right. If you avoid it, it's just going to come back and haunt you. So keep on dealing with it, whether you like the way you deal with it. And that's what I'm going to do with you today, give you 5 little tips on how to avoid with it. So hit that target. So let's talk about those 5 tips, the meat that you signed on to my dysfunctional webinar today, where I'm getting my feet wet, fighting with my daughter, and talking very fast to get everything in 20 minutes. So 5 tips, the talk. The talk is my favorite thing. We all talk all the time. I talk, you talk, he talks, she talks. But what happens is we don't always say meaningful things, or when we do, people don't hear them. So when you're giving the talk, stay focused on the impact. I don't listen to you. The team disengages. I get frustrated. To stay focused on the impact, you need to understand the impact. What happens when that boring employee starts talking about the stats and the data and gets away from the, rhythm that the team was doing? Or a problem I hear from a lot of you is that you're in a team meeting and someone doesn't take responsibility, and you're finally getting to that place where we're going to move the work forward and someone else stops the conversation. That's annoying. So figure out what the exact impact is, and then give concrete examples. Yesterday, when we were in the team meeting, we were finally getting to the meat of the matter, and you brought up data and facts that weren't going to change in the next 5 minutes and could have waited. When you do that, it makes the whole team disengage and no one listens. We didn't get to problem solving because you interrupted us on data and facts that weren't necessary. That was annoying. Now, if I didn't say this before, and I do say this all the time, why are moral, ethical, competent employees annoying? It's human nature. We're not talking about people who are bad at their jobs. We're talking about people who know what they're doing and have something to say, maybe not at that time. So having the talk, keep your message direct, unemotional, and very calm and natural. Don't use words you don't usually use. Use small words. That made me feel uninterested. That made me frustrated. That was hard to listen to. Did you see everyone's reactions? Next, set firm boundaries. What does that mean to set firm boundaries? It means that you have to be really, really clear about the roles and responsibilities. As soon as it's fuzzy, you're in trouble. So it doesn't matter if you're the boss, if you're the underling. Some people hate that word underling, but it's still, very popular word, especially with the minions. So if you're an underling or it's a peer-to-peer relationship, what is the boundary? What's your role? What's their role? And what is the goal? And don't cross that boundary. Don't cross that boundary. I'm going to give you a personal situation, even though I talk about work. It could be work. Actually, it was a move, and after the move, the mover said to me, "I want $300 extra. We did this, we did that." I was ready to give him the $300, and then I thought about it. The move was the same. It was going from point A to point B. Nothing changed. Why did I owe him more? This is probably not a good example, but that was a boundary, right? It didn't matter. We had set a contract. I know he worked hard. I could tip him extra, but that was a boundary. I'm not going to renegotiate the contract. With people, it's about, I have this much time to meet with you. This is what we're doing, and this is what we're covering. Or, no, that's my role, or yes, that's my role, or let me get back to you. Really set firm boundaries. in this world, it's not always clear with, mixed teams and interdisciplinary crap and, project managers versus leaders, but figure out what your relationship is to the person and your economic contract. What are you actually hired to do and what is within the realm of your work? And that's what you must do. My favorite is tip number 3, the secret smile. 30% of what the brain processes comes through the eyes. That means what we see is much more important than what we hear. So when you're smiling, especially like you have a secret, when someone's annoying you, if you just smile at them, instead of, the blood starts to rush, the pupils dilated, the heart rate's going, if you smile, that's what they're going to see. And they're not going to remember you as starting to get angry or hostile or ready to pounce. They're going to look at you as what's going on with them and what am I doing? It's going to slow down the whole interaction. Another really good thing that works in this situation is the yawn. If you really can't smile, yawn. When you yawn, other people yawn, it distracts the whole situation and you can reset. And that's what we want to do in annoying situations. We want to reset so we can get to the work. The sandwich method is about keeping yourself busy. When you know you have someone that pushes your buttons, as irrational or rational as it may be, make sure you are very busy when you see them. The sandwich. Have a meeting before them and a meeting after. Make sure that you don't allow time to, saturate and maturate in what you were annoyed about. The meeting is 15, 20 minutes. You know what you're going to deal with. You deal with it. You keep your boundaries clear so you don't get off track. You are very straightforward with them, clear and direct. And at the end of the meeting, you clear off your agenda, clear off your desk, and go to the next meeting. The sandwich method, that old adage, when you have something to do, give it to a busy person. When you're busy, you don't have time to wallow. You won't wallow in the interaction. You won't wallow in your feelings. So use the sandwich method. Another thing that I find very useful, and I get a lot of great feedback about this, is the another peer meeting. Don't meet with this person alone. Even if it's your boss, say, hey, can I bring so-and-so into the meeting? Hey, do you think, this person can help us? Don't meet with them alone. Even if the person is not related to the goals or the actual outcomes, they often have something very interesting to say. Vistage International, which is a peer CEO coaching group, uses this method for all their CEOs. I was trained by Vistage. It doesn't matter if you're in publishing, I'm in engineering, and that guy over there is in floor sales. We all have some experience that we can relate to and learn to. So not only will you watch your behavior and your emotions and not get triggered when there's another person in the room, but you will also maybe learn something new and different that can be helpful. And this will not work when you are annoyed. They will know it. Actionable step. Schedule a call with me. We can calculate how much annoying is costing you in your business, because it is costing you in your business. When you spend your time annoyed and you're not focused on your results, it costs you time, money, and energy. You can't click this link, but you can see it, or you can call me and we can schedule a time. When you watch your emotions, you're aware, you stay focused on the economic contract, you will watch your influence grow. You will zoom in on issues and get unstuck. You will be a more inspiring manager. You will love what you have time to do in your day. Oh, I can't wait to see my team, instead of, oh, I can't wait to see my team. You will be a driver on mission critical programs, income generating core mission, and you will lead your team with more joy and purpose. I have a signature line, works every time. Go manage your annoying people and situations, or they will manage you and get the best of you, and you will not bring your best self. Go forth and be audacious. I had annoying technical issues. We all can have annoying technical issues. Maybe I should put that back up so you can all laugh. This is Eileen Marcus, manager of Annoying People, telling you, have a great day. Thanks.